Aloha, my name is Natasha Riglos, and this is my grandmother from my mom's side, Gail Eugenia Pastor Gu. And when I asked her when I asked her to be interviewed, she said, "I'm honored, but why did I choose her?"
Yeah, why? You can be truthful.
I chose her because I was more close to my grandma than my other grandpa, and I rarely see my other one. And I wanted to learn more about my Hawaiian side.
Thank you.
So what was your full name given at birth?
My full name given at birth is Gail Eugenia Pastor.
Did you have any nicknames?
No nicknames.
When and where were you born?
I was born here on Maui. At that time, the hospital was called Maui Memorial Hospital.
It's still called that today.
No, it's called Maui Medical Center.
Oh. What were your parents' names?
My mom's name is Annie Leilani Ki'ili, and my dad is Proceso Lazo Pastor.
Can you tell me more about your mom?
My mom was born November 18, 1934 on Molokai. She was the youngest of 11 children. The town she lived in, grew up, is Kaluaha on Molokai. And at that time, she shared that there was just one country store, and their home was small. It was a one-bedroom home. But she had chores because she'd have to come home after school and take care of the animals because they were farmers and laborers. And being the youngest, she had the least of responsibilities.
Can you tell me about your dad?
I don't know much about my dad, but he was born in the Philippines, and he came over on the boat, on the ship. I think it took like about 3 months or something, but I don't know much about him. And that's about all I know about him. Okay, not much is known about my grandparents on both sides. I just know their names because as far as for my mom's parents, they died when she was young. So at a later age, she went to live with her brother. But my grandpa was born in Kaulapapa, which is in Molokai, and his name was Kamaka Ki'ili. And he was a laborer, a farmer, and his wife, which is my grandma, her name is Ane, as in my mom, Annie, but Ane, and she was born in Kailua, Hawaii, and she was a housewife. But as far as my dad's parents, I don't know about them. All I know is that he had one brother and one sister, as siblings.
Do you know anything about your great-grandparents?
That is negative, neither.
Do you have any siblings, and what are their names?
Okay, there's 4 siblings. One stepbrother, his name was Patrick. And then my siblings are Shirley Eddie. Then I'm next, Gail Gu. And then I have my Hanai sister, who is Kathleen Ki'ili, and my younger sister Loretta, and my brother Roy, but he passed away at a young age too.
Tell me about where you grew up.
Okay, I grew up in Wailuku. It was a safe town then growing up, and I can remember it as walking to the bakery early in the morning to buy hot fresh bread. And that's how safe it was, that my parents would allow us to go and buy the bread. Also, I think there was just one store and one grocery store there. But the community was small, everybody knew each other, and we became close friends with the neighbor kids. Until today, one of the neighbor kids, we still stay in contact with each other. Yeah.
Who's that?
That is Her last name is Loio, Loio. Her nickname was Chico.
Chico. What was your childhood like?
What was my childhood like? Everything was walking distance in Wailuku, and it was a small business district. And I remember we not having to lock our front doors, but I remember as a child, we also lived in one big house. It had the living room, kitchen, one bathroom, two bedrooms. So all the children would sleep, all 5 of us would sleep in one room. It was simple, we didn't have much, but we did a lot of activities outside because we don't have all the luxuries of today. So we had no choice. We had to make do with whatever we had. And it was a simple life.
Did you move around a lot or no?
Yes, actually, well, not really. We rented, there were 2 rentals before we moved into Hawaiian Homes, which Grandma qualified for as being part Hawaiian.
What did you do for fun when you were my age?
What did I do for fun at your age? We lived close to the bowling alley, so we used to bowl. We went to the beach a lot, hang out with my friends. We did a lot of church functions, so it was like Bible school. In the summer we went to Bible camps, and we lived next to the Wailuku pool too, so it was walking distance. So actually we really didn't spend money growing up doing fun things. It was just, we did whatever was available to do. We made it work.
What about Police? I remember I went there. You said that's where you used to hang out.
Where?
Police?
Oh, that was my high school days.
I'm in
Yeah.
high school.
Yeah, we used to cruise. Okay. Well, in those days, did we have a car? My girlfriend used to drive, and then my sister drove. But when we used to cut out from school, then we'd hang out at. We loved to cruise up country. Every time that we cruise, it would be up country. Something about up country at Poli Poli Park, and even at Rice Park, and just hanging out and having fun.
Tell me how has the place changed when you were raised?
Building structures. Everything before was like just 1 or 2 stories, but they're now high rises, not really high. Traffic, of course, there's more traffic. I also see a lot of transient in the population, the tourists, in and out, more and more transient traffic. And of course the high prices and more shopping places.
Tell me about the schools you attended.
Okay, all the schools that I went to, it was all walking distance, starting with Wailuku Elementary to the 5th grade, and then to Iao School, and then to Baldwin. Now you gotta remember, at that time, we walked to school because there was no bus service provided and no free lunches. But lunch then was 25 cents.
Well, that's cheap.
Yeah. And then I went to Maui Community College for 2 years with Secretary of Science Associate.
What is that?
Business kind of stuff in the office.
You didn't want to take regular business?
No,
Why?
because I'm a more hands-on person. I take instruction than giving it out.
No, you can get it both. What are some of the most vivid memories from when you were a kid?
The most vivid memories is actually like Christmas memories, because we were involved in a lot of the Christmas plays where we'd be a part of it, and also just the lights, the shopping. But when we were little, I remember for Christmas, My parents would give us just $5 a piece. And believe it or not, we were able to shop for all our siblings for $5.
Really?
We were very, what we call that, good shoppers. Well, of course, everything was cheap, like 25 cents. We just buy like crayons or coloring books, and we were happy with that. Now they expect telephones and computers.
Well, you have grandchildren.
Yes.
What was your favorite gift that you received?
Oh, this is funny because I remember dolls, and Grandma used to buy us gifts, and I remember we were so excited about knowing what we had. We would open it up when she went to work and wrap it back up.
Did you ever get caught?
No.
What? Oh
Those
my
are vivid
goodness.
memories of you.
Tell me about your jobs and career.
All right, my job. Okay, I actually started young, and it was first of all just helping out at Homemade Bakery, which was on Vineyard Street. That was one of the first times that Homemade Bakery was open. That was many years, and Grandma worked there part-time, so we just go there to hang out because I was only like 14. But at 15, I remember getting worker's permit, and then I worked at Halimakua as a student attendant. So I take the patients up to the cafeteria for dinner, and then bring them back, brush their teeth, and just put them back to bed. And then what did I do after that? Well, and then I worked for an attorney. I did a lot of clerical jobs for an attorney, and then at Wahi School, and then at Haleakala Dairy, and also at Maui Soda. Then I finally ended up at Safeway, worked there for 23 years, and retired as a pharmacy tech.
You went through, you did a
And
lot of
retired
different
in
jobs.
2020.
COVID, that was like right before COVID, or during COVID.
That was right after, because COVID was in 2019. So right after that, I decided it's time to retire. But I was fortunate because from the time I worked, from 15 till I was 64, I think, when I finally retired, there was never a time I didn't have a job, unemployed. So I worked a full age until my retirement age. Couldn't wait till 65 that I did it in 64.
Why did you plan to get or to retire at 65?
I figured for Social Security benefits, the full benefits, at 65, I only had a few months shy, and I said, no ways. They didn't make much of a difference in the money.
What was the benefits?
Well, that's private.
Okay. Okay. Who is your spouse and how did you meet?
Okay, my spouse is Tasha's grandpa of 50 years. We got married in March of 1975. His name is Jeffrey Mark Gu. And actually, we met because I used to love hanging out at the bowling alley and the pool hall. And so that's where we met, at the pool hall. He doesn't want to admit it, but he was eyeing me up for years before I noticed him.
How old were you? What grade were you in?
I just graduated.
And you had mom the same year you guys got
Yeah.
married?
Yep, at 18. So can you figure that out? I was only 18 when I met your mom. At the same time.
Where'd you get married at?
At First Assembly. It's now known as Family Life Center across Foodland Kowloon.
Oh, that's where we go. That's where we go for like church. Like,
Yeah, you used to
long-
go there
I
a long
used
time
to.
ago until they moved to that next to on Huilani, the Veterans Way.
What are your kids' names?
My children, beginning with Tasha's mom, is Shauna Kaleolani Gu. And then there's Mark Albert Kuuhoa Gu. And the youngest is Jordan Pastor Gu.
How did you come up with their names?
Actually, I have an auntie and she knows the Hawaiian names. So she's the one that helped with giving out. And then for your mom, I wanted a kind of like a Chinese name in there. So that's why it's Shauna May. And it's spelled M-E-I.
Shauna May.
And Kaleolani, like voice.
Heavenly voice.
Heavenly voice. And then Mark Albert Kuuhoa is my partner. And Jordan, I gave him my maiden pastor.
What do you enjoy doing for fun?
Really, I love playing ukulele. It's not more for fun. It's just out of enjoyment as a for outreach at Halimakua. And I love cooking. And I love eating.
What about me?
Of course, I forgot to mention that. And I love doing our tea parties with my 4 granddaughters.
What is our tea parties like?
Well, remember our first tea party is when I retired, and we just get together and enjoy. We have a shirt that we all wear, the same shirt, and on it says blessed, it says chosen. What else does it say? Anyway, grateful, yeah.
Blessed. That was it.
Yeah. There's 3 or 4 of them, but we wear it, and then we've gone on outings like to Genki, and then one of the tea parties we went to the miniature golf in Malaya, or just hang out at home and eat.
And you made us do the Bible verse.
Yes, and then try at that time Bible verse.
What are some important things in your life that you witnessed or experienced?
Okay, that I wrote down because really, it's what is important to me is my faith, and one of the scriptures that I live by is found in 1 Thessalonians 5:16, and it says, "Rejoice always, pray at all times, and give thanks." And to sum it up, it's 2 of the most common words in the Bible are joy and thanks. So it says, be joyful and give thanks. And the key to finding joy and thanks is praying. And that brings fulfillment to me.
So who is your biggest influence in your life and why?
I would say my parents, my mom and dad, because they were very consistent in raising us. They taught us, and I gotta say that all my siblings, we've grown up to be responsible, respectful, and grateful adults. Although we didn't have much, they taught us the importance of family and faith.
How would you like to be remembered?
There you go. I'm going to show you on the board. It's by smiles, by loving, and by being thankful.
Mahalo, Grandma. Love you.
Thank you. Love you.